rights of its citizens. The Declaration provides a definition of the concepts of fundamental freedoms and human rights introduced by the United Nations Charter, by which Bangladesh is legally bound. The amendments made to the Constitution in 1973, which apply to only international crimes not previously within the Bangladesh national jurisdiction, are in contradiction to the internationally and recognized fair trial principles adopted by the state of Bangladesh and normally found within its constitution. Bangladesh has imported crimes of universality into its jurisdiction, but exported the fundamental human rights from its constitution, which are also universal. This must now provide an opportunity for a declaration by the High Court and the Supreme Court as to the unlawfulness of those amendments to the Constitution which have undermined fundamental rights upon which your Constitution is founded. Let us now look at the International Crimes Tribunal's Amendment Act 2009 and its rules of procedure passed in July 2010. It has created a tribunal for the detention, prosecution and punishment of persons for genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes and other crimes under international law, and imported internationally recognized crimes into the laws of Bangladesh. It is the reason for the constitutional amendments which removed the principle of equality for all before the law, as the legislature was aiming at providing a form of criminal justice which made it easier to convict people than would have been the case under your national jurisdiction, your national criminal law. In fact, the normal rules of evidence for criminal trials were dispensed with under Section 23 of the International Criminal Trials Act in favour of a system without technical rules of evidence at all, as stated in Section 19 of the Act. Let us look at jurisdiction. Section 3 gives the tribunal jurisdiction over crimes committed before or after the commencement of the Act. The important universal principle found in the International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights and the Universal Declaration on Human Rights of nullum crimen sine lege has thereby been challenged. The constitutional amendments of 1973, however, have removed the rights granted under Article 35(1), which protected citizens from criminal liability for acts which were not criminal at the time of their commission. The ability to challenge the validity of this law has also been removed by the amendments to the Constitution Section 3 have been defined by many international courts since 1993, when the United Nations Security Council established the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia. This was the first of many international courts and tribunals that have now been established, and the definitions of these crimes have been more carefully revised from the model of the Nuremberg Charter, from which your International Criminal Trials Act of 19 with no definition. Is this certainty in the law or uncertainty? Let's look at the fundamental right to be tried by a fair and impartial tribunal. Section 6(8) of the International Criminal Trials Act provided that neither the prosecution nor the defence may challenge the judges appointed to try a case. Conflicts of interest, or bias, or prejudice, or bad behaviour of any judge may not be raised by the parties in order to challenge the fairness and impartiality of the trial. At one trial in the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, one of the judges was filmed sleeping throughout the trial. That was challenged as to his fitness by the defence. Your rights of challenge have been taken away by your law. Constitutional Article 35(3), which was in accordance with the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Article 14 and Article 10 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, giving the right to be tried by an independent and impartial court or tribunal, has been withdrawn from your international trials. New Articles 47(3) and 47(a)(2) of your Constitution prevents challenges in the Supreme Court to enforce